us is alphabetical. So who's A?
Are we streaming?
Okay. Are we streaming?
We're on?
We're on.
Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Woo! You're excited? Yes, we're trying a new thing with the mics. We've got the things on top of this Faraday cage.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Thank you to the person that was watching us live stream, and they
put that tip in,
emailed in and said, yeah,
get them out of the box.
Get them out of the box.
Makes
it's
sense.
a Faraday cage, which makes absolute sense.
Aerials. We'll see how
so
this
we'll
goes.
See, and then we'll be like, you don't need to buy all this new kit.
For those that have no idea what we're talking about, these mics have been terrible in previous sessions, so hopefully
for literally over a year they've been like that, haven't they?
But yeah,
they would drop out. Anyway, this is Scott. I'm
Hello.
Dave. The collective royal we are morning startup.
Yep. If you haven't been before, we do this every 2 weeks, rain, hail or shine. Not necessarily a pitch event, but we have a good speaker and we talk about startup-related topics. So if you're starting a business or thinking about starting a business, it's a good place to come along and get inspired, get educated, and get encouraged to keep picking up tools every day and doing this startup thing. So we're both startup founders, been doing it now for decades. Or a decade, a bit over. You probably longer.
Yeah, different ones.
They're still going, so that's good. So we know a little bit about what we're talking about, I hope, and we hope to give you guys some good advice on your pitches today. So you're going to practice a 3-minute pitch about what your startup does, go through the key points, and it's going to be fun. Anyway, we'll get into that in a sec. First of all, before we get into shameless plugs and announcements, I've got an announcement to make. For a while now, it's just been Dave and I doing this morning startup thing. And I put the word out at the Startup WA thing that we need help. We needed more people to come and help us find speakers and do this thing and set up chairs and all that stuff. And a couple of people put their hands up. One is Erin Clark. Woo! Erin Clark. So I'd like to welcome you to the organising committee of Morning Startup. Thank you very much. So if any of you get hit up on LinkedIn or email saying, hey, would you like to do a talk at Morning Startup? She's been an absolute killer so far. I think you've filled up our calendar until March next year. So thank you very much. Okay, they're penciled in. All right, good-o. And Nina, she's not here yet, I don't believe, so I'll have to scratch her from the list already. No. Maybe we'll introduce her in the next one. So she's meant to be doing a pitch too, but she's not here.
Yeah, so that means that because of the nature of startups, as you grow, we're off. Like I was in Sydney last week. Thankfully, it's this week that Morning Startup's on, so I can be here. But now we've got Gus, Erin, Nina, Scott, myself. Hopefully we can... Scott does all the hard work. We're just here for the chairs. But hopefully it will just help us.
Yeah, an honourable shout out to Matt here, who's been our social media manager by putting it up himself and just letting me reshare it because it saves me all the work. So thank you very much.
So we have a format, which is we meet here every 2 weeks, rain, hail and sunshine. And we basically, as Scott said, we have some great presenters all pitching, but we also have this thing called Shameless Plugs and announcements. Are there any from with yourself? Anybody new want to stand up, introduce themselves? It's not a pitch, just a quick, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm working on this project.
I'm actually going to point Nina. Erin, tell us all about yourself.
Hi, I'm Erin. I like long walks along the beach, which is not just a joke because I run a self-guided walking and driving tour startup called Stories Unseen. So we have 4 walking tours in Perth. We've got a driving tour from Perth to the Pinnacles. And as of last week, we also now have a tour in Adelaide. So pretty exciting to see the business scale. When I'm not doing that, I also have a hobby farm in the wheat belt. So I am a bit of a plant nerd. If anyone wants to nerd out about plants or our very impressive Internet of Things setup, I'm your gal. So yeah, don't be shy. I'm always happy, like as founders, if you've got any questions. This is not my first rodeo, so like these guys, it's a little bit of an addiction. So please reach out if you've got any questions. Always happy to help the startup community.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Welcome to the team. Go for it.
Hey guys, I'm Roman. Today I'd like to chat to startup founders in the networking session about landing pages. What I want to do is to ask you a couple of questions around your business, and in return I can offer a completely free audit of your landing page or existing website, and I can even build you one from scratch, optimized for conversions with your target audience in mind. So if that's something interesting for you, come talk to me after. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Roman. Landing pages. Who needs a landing page? There's one. Cool. Now, people that are pitching, you don't need to do a shameless plug. Just.
Hi everyone, this is Arman Singh Talwar. I've recently moved from India to Australia. I've got a 6 years plus experience working closely with startups and entrepreneurs, helping them build startups, get funding. Till date, I've done almost 15 plus transactions, largely relating to $5 to $50 million. I've been close connected with large VC funds, private equity funds. Apart from that, I've also helped entrepreneurs and founders go through the journey of building startups. It's not easy. You have to make certain decisions. You do not know how to pitch. You do not know how to create collaterals, your financial model, information memorandum, teasers, etc. So there's where I come in. I can help you guys create a good story, reach out to good investors, and obviously help you through your journey. Thank you.
Perfect. Well done. How do we find out about you? You got a site, or how do we find you?
I'm happy to share my number or my LinkedIn. It's
Okay.
Arman Singh Talwar. You can find me at Arman Singh Talwar at LinkedIn, please.
All right. Thank you very much.
And ladies and gentlemen, Nina has slipped in the back.
Hey, welcome Nina. How you doing? We'll get back to you in a sec. Any other shameless plugs? No?
No?
I guess you're all pitching.
Cool.
All right, cool.
There's
No worries.
lots of announcements as well. I think we have a few extra slides.
Yes, we do. We've got some more slides. So, Founder Sundowner, first Wednesday of every month. Come down, and it's back to Nowhere Man Brewery. We had a detour to the Fat Brewery Club, which was all right last week. But yeah, Nowhere Man Brewery, first Wednesday of every month. See you there.
Yes, if you're interested, Purpose Ventures, they ran this event a few months ago, sold out completely. They are holding another one, which is helping at the Callis Brothers in Leaderville on the 24th. Tickets are being subsidised, so it's a full meal, but for founders, tickets are subsidised down to $40, and normally $150. Absolutely, there's only literally like a handful of tickets left now, so it is. I probably would even say, apologies if I'm announcing this, it could already be sold out. It was so popular. So come along and listen to 3 great founders share their stories, and also hear Derek and Carly Nat from Purpose to explain how to get venture ready and stuff like that. Okay.
And a $40 fee that's usually $150.
Yeah, it's a subsidised, so it's a really good, really good. It's a really good event.
It's worth it just there.
Exactly.
Bought a couple of kebabs on Uber Eats, and then I had no money. Straight.
And the last one then is also, man, you've done a really good job in making these slides look sexy.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's what you do. So, also, if you are interested in raising capital, then there is a online founder information session happening on the 6th at 1 p.m, run by Purpose. Derek will run through, again, does really good talk, Derek does, and Kylie and that around it. We've also videoed it, so it's also, there's one on perthvideo.com/morning startup, so check it out. But if you want to join live, then scan the QR code and book yourself a space.
Very good. Thank you, Purpose Ventures.
And big thank you, and I'll let you do this one.
Yeah, the Department of JITSI, Jobs, Tourism, Science and Innovation, live streaming this for us and have been for a couple of years now, I think. Thank you very much. And they, if you haven't heard of them, they do a whole bunch of programs including Innovators of the Year, Extend for stuff for investors, but probably the main one for startups in WA is the Innovation Booster Grants. So it's $40,000. You can apply any time throughout the year, and I think they do 4 sort of panel sessions throughout the year. So for $40,000, or if you're in the scale-up space, there's the Commercialisation Bridge Grants, which is $200,000 of matched funding. So get around those, and a whole bunch of other programs. Thank you, Jitsi.
Yes. If you want to go and watch these videos, these sessions we do stream live to various different regions. There's some international as well, so everybody who's watching in the regions in WA and international, welcome. But if you want to go watch back on some of the previous sessions, go and check out perthvideo.com.au/morning-startup-Perth, and you'll be able to see all the previous sessions that we've got. And there is a ton of IP there for you to go and learn from.
You can even sit there in the audience with your headphones in and watch a live stream instead of this if the mics start giving up. All right.
Ammo, the banner is up to Jack and all the team there at Ammo. If you are looking for a boutique marketing company, then check out Ammo. They've done some great stuff with some great companies locally. And more importantly, go and check out their Weird Growth podcast. It's on all good streaming services, Spotify. You've got great presenters or great, hosts, not hosts, but people that have...
People
that have done it. Guests, like Scott's here, who have basically shared some of their story, and there's lots of great IP and great insight from the way that they go into, and just tell us about your founder journey and how do you dig into some of those problems.
I need to get you on this, I think. Let's cue you up. There's actually one on gyms, I think. Jack's not here, is he? But the latest one is the guy that started one of the gym franchises in Australia. I'm looking forward to looking at that.
Cool.
All right, YouTube Group. Glenn's not here. No. But they are a boutique recruitment company in Perth. If you need talent or have talent and want to give it to a cool organisation, hook up with Beecham Group and they'll find you that connection.
Brilliant. And some of you tucking into the breakfast at the back there, a big thank you to Jesse and Keepspace. Who here is in e-commerce? No? Yes, there's lots of hands up here. So if you're in e-commerce and you want drop shipping or you want the shipment, 3PL I believe is the term, but you basically have your goods stored at Keepspace and then when the orders come through, they will ship it out for you. So big thank you to Keepspace for sponsoring the food at the back. We do appreciate it. Keeps you
absolutely
ready to go for the rest of the day.
Thank you, Jesse. Here for when you're ready to scale. And Tekk-On, probably my favourite at the moment because they're pumping me full of coffee. Thank you so much. If you haven't heard of Tekk-On, they have an amazing dev team based in Nepal and devs with all sorts of skills, everything that you could possibly imagine. So if you're building a startup and you want some really good cost-effective devs, hit up Tekk-On. It's all managed here out of Perth, and they're good.
Scan the QR code.
All right. And Space Cube for giving us this awesome space every 2 weeks. They've got a few spaces down the road, Flux and Fern, and this is Riff, and they've got one in Sydney. Startup News, make sure you're subscribed. They've got good stories coming out about startup stuff in WA. Make sure you're a member of Startup WA. They're our body for lobbying to government and telling the government how to put on all those cool programs and funding and things that they've managed to do over the last 10 years.
And if you want to learn how to do this the right way, check out Plus8. They're an accelerator program. Basically, they've got Plus8 Sprint and then the actual Plus8 accelerator themselves, who, if they are any of them silly enough to be up at this time in the morning over in the UK, they're over the UK at the moment in London. Happens once a year. And they'll get, I think this year they got all of them got 100 grand's worth of funding or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah,
jeez,
no small
that's
amounts.
Gone up.
Yeah.
Since your day?
Since my days, yes.
Wow. Okay. Are there any other Plus8 veterans in the room? So the guy from the sprint, did you do the sprint or you went through the accelerator? And...
I went through the accelerator.
Yeah.
I did phase 1.
Right. But you're not over in London?
No.
Damn.
You can try again.
You're here instead.
You can try again next year.
Heart out. This is a much better option, believe me. All right. We're morning startup on all the things except OnlyFans. Dave's still working on that account, I believe.
I just haven't made it public to everyone yet.
Oh yeah, so obviously if you want to do a talk one day, reach out to us. contact@morningstartup.com is the best way. We should probably have some sort of form where you can submit like a talk or something, but anyway, we'll work on that. In 2 weeks' time, we've got the great James Edwards from MadeApt. Who hasn't heard of MadeApt? Good. They're the venture arm of the RAC, and they've been giving money and backing startups for a long time now, a few years. But did you know they also have their own like innovation, what do you call it? Incubator thing? Yeah, and they've done over 500 startup ideas now. Just, you know, they've got their verticals that they go after, they have an idea, they say, okay, you guys just think about that problem for a while, see what you can do, and they just throw stuff at the wall and see if it sticks.
And some of them come into proper companies
yeah.
as well. There's some really good successes that have come out of that. So
absolutely. But you've got to go through a lot of them to find those successes, right? So yeah, he knows a bit about that, what it takes to make a successful startup or an idea. So come along, he's going to talk about all of that stuff. Should be good. Yes, I got my dad joke in there. Do you want to do it?
Formalities is over.
Yes. Well done. All right, let's get into the pitches.
Nice. Who's first?
Well, I'll tell you. Let's get out of my deck here. I'm going by alphabetical order because I'm not very creative. Well, shit. Starter pitches. This one. You can all look at my mess. Okay, Club. We've got Club. So, the idea is we've got 3 minutes.
Gus is going to do timing.
You're on the clock. When Gus starts clapping, we all start clapping. Then we're going to have a few minutes of Q&A. So if you've got some...
A minute of Q&A?
Yeah, a couple of minutes. We've got 9 startups to get through, so we'll need to start pumping through it. Yeah. So we don't want to hear you talk, we want to hear the pitcher answer the question. So make sure your questions are short and to the point. We don't want to hear your life story and all of that sort of stuff. So, yeah. Any questions?
No.
All right, let's get into it. Please welcome Brandon from Club.
Also, do you ask them how, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard, or not, what's the word I should use? Not harsh, but what kind of level of feedback would you like?
Harsh is good.
Okay.
Harsh is good.
Okay, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Don't hold back.
All right, you ready for your clock? 3.
Cool. My name's Brandon. I'm going to talk about Club today, which is a nightclub directory discount platform for young people. So I understand my target audience might not be in this room, so I'm just going to paint you a picture for what it's like to be an 18, 19-year-old today. So it's a Saturday night, you're wanting to go out, but there's a couple issues that you're facing. It's hard to find nightclubs in your area. There's not really much publicly available information about the nightlife in Perth, and it's also super expensive. Drinks cost like $15. Entry to most nightclubs is about $20. And nightclubs are pretty sad because of this. They're not getting many patrons. Nightclubs are closing down more than ever. And the nightlife industry in Perth is really struggling. So clubbing's really hard. Young people are going out less because they don't really know where to go. Young people need a lot more information before they make decisions these days. And it's also obviously very expensive, and nightclubs are losing because of this. They're getting less patrons and they're making less money. So I'm creating an app called Club, which is a directory discount platform where nightclubs can share their discounts and share some information about their venue to people that are interested in going there. So they can also claim exclusive discounts to those nightclubs to help with that cost of living issue. And through this, nightclubs have like another channel to share themselves and promote themselves and get more patrons. So you can see now everyone's happy, you cut off the lack of knowledge and the cost of living issue. Now people can go out to clubs and clubs get more patrons. So the services we're doing at the moment is a Club guest list. So when users claim a discount, they get added to a guest list where nightclubs can now access an extra 50 to 100 patrons every week. We also have a more traditional event promoting business, so we'll do like a club takeover at a nightclub, and we'll take a cut of the door. Nightclubs will get more patrons through our own socials, and then we do social media promotion as well. Yeah, we're currently 3 months in. We were founded at the last Space Cube startup weekend. Took us about a month to get our stuff together, and we've been operating for about 2 months. We've made about $4,000 in revenue so far, 6,500 social media following, 1,200 people waiting for the app to come out, which is coming out on the 31st of October. And most of the nightclubs in Perth are signed up and keen and ready to go. This is the squad. I'm Brandon White-Harris, the founder. I brought on Tara to do our design, Taman to do all the techie stuff, and Millie and Ella Kolomajek to do our socials and web. I don't really have too much of an ask for this one. Would just love for you guys to follow the journey. Might be looking to get more investment when we're ready to scale further. So we'd love for you to follow the journey. And our launch party is at the Court on the 31st of October. It's going to be a big one. All ages venue. We'd love to have some startup ecosystem people there.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. Okay, I'm going to start with a couple of questions just on your pitch deck. For me, it was lacking your model, how you make money, and 2, your competitors. So maybe you could answer a couple of those questions.
Yeah, for sure. The business model was B2B. Nightclubs are paying, so they pay a fee per person with the guest list. We take a cut of the door for the events that we run, and they pay usually a CPM model for the social media posts. The other question was...
Competitors.
Competitors, of which there are very few in Perth. The main channels for people to find nightclubs at the moment is like MadeApt's personal nightclub social media, like on the Instagram and stuff. In other cities, there are like similar things. Adelaide has a very similar thing called Night Pulse. Melbourne and Sydney have like a kind of similar information platform called Bondi Lines and Melbourne Lines, but nothing in Perth doing this.
My advice would be go and look at a normal pitch deck, kind of like go back and look at those slides, those 10 slides, and try and incorporate some of those in. Any other questions?
So when you said almost all the nightclubs have signed up, what have they actually signed up to?
They've either given their formal letter of intent that they're going to post a discount on the platform. They've either done some social media promotion with us, or we've run an event in their space. So they've either already paid us or said that they're going to pay us.
What's the time, Gus? Okay, good.
Any other questions?
No? Cool. Who's next?
Thank you.
Just so you know, what we'll do is when we're in the Q&A, if you are next, you think in the list, can we just see who's next in the list? So we keep it going.
Edison Collab. Sean.
And then after that it is...
We've got Joe next.
Okay. So just when we're in the Q&A, get up, come and get ready to stand up so we're switching over quickly.
Yes, please.
All right, please make him welcome Sean from Edison Collab.
All right, thank you very much. I'm Sean from Edison Collab. So let me paint you a bit of a picture, tell you a story. So this is Jake. Jake has to write a report for a donut company. So he just had 10 different meetings. He had a brainstorming session with sticky notes, post-its, whiteboarding. He did a couple one-on-one meetings, some marketing, some finance, his company reports, and now his boss went and told him, you need to write a report. So he has to collate all of that information from all of those sources and be able to write a detailed and structured report. So this is a big problem, and it takes a lot of time for people to do this. So what we've done is we've created an online platform. You can simply upload photos, audio, documents, and with our app, you can create a report just by telling the AI what you kind of want, what information to use. It will help you create those detailed and structured reports in a matter of minutes, saving you hours of time. So what's our traction? Currently, right now, we have 20 users on the platform, and we have 10 subscribers. And we've also been recognised at recently the Curtin Innovation Awards for our innovation. A couple of testimonials, people are saying, it saves me so much time. It's great to hear people are absolutely loving this tool. Even Michelle over here as well, so they've been using Edison Collab's heats and they've been shocked and amazed in how, what it actually does for them, how much time it's saving them. So it's great to see our already initial users are loving this tool and finding real value. So our business model, it's a SaaS platform. You pay $29 USD a month for a standard and $49 for a pro. Why would you go for the pro? It has 150 more reports per month. You have your custom branding, and you also have that audio input. So here's the team, myself and my co-founder, Samuel. So we've been researching AI for a long time. So we're really talented in being able to create tools like this. And we've done a whole bunch of programs as well, such as the +8 program. So what's the market? So every single company in the world is pretty much writing reports and running workshops. So that is a huge value of $105 billion. That we can find around 10 million companies doing specifically L&D, which is learning and development. And from there, there's about 500 companies we can believe we're going to be able to get in our first market, which is a really big value. So we see a lot of market for this problem. Who's our competition? There are other report writing tools, such as Otter AI. However, we're going more of this in-person collaboration. You don't have to change the way that you're running your sessions. If you want to still do whiteboarding, butcher's papers, you can simply take photos and upload them into the app. So use Edison Collab and write good reports.
Well done. Any questions from that?
What's the difference between a standard user and a subscriber? You were saying 20 and 10.
Yeah, subscriber is someone who's paying. So we have a free version as well.
Hello. So similar to other apps that are essentially like wrappers around the existing large language models, take, for example, Notebook LM that Google has released for free, where you can, again, put in all your notes, images, unstructured data, and then just ask questions, and it produces reports. How would you compete against those bigger players, adding these features into the existing ecosystems? Because they already have like an existing marketplace, they have the ready technology, and they own the large language models.
I'll simplify that because I had a question which, what's your moat?
Sorry?
What's your moat? How do you stop people copying your idea quickly?
Yeah, so one of the big questions we get is, what is our moat? Because can't ChatGPT write reports? So it's all about how do you present it? How do you create an interface that's visually pleasing and easy to use? So our moat is being able to create something that's simple enough for people to upload a one place to put photos, notes, audio, and be able to easily interact and work with the AI to write a report. So as language models improve, it's just going to improve our model and improve our service.
Perfect. Any other questions before we close out?
Yeah, I'll go on. So how far are you along the journey as far as product market fit goes? Do you think you've got that, or you still got work to do?
Yeah, still finding product market fit. So we're talking to our initial users who have a lot of different areas, from facilitating to just individuals to even universities. So it's a very generalized tool. However, we are trying to just still define exactly who our product is and target towards that.
Perfect. Well done. Round of applause.
Thank you.
You take that. I'll put up the next.
That's the QR of the app.
Full screen? Yep, thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Great. Meet Brand Generate. We are a piece of tech, a proprietary algo. Unlike Sean's piece of tech, ours is actually highly specialised. So we have my co-founder Louise Hall here with me. I have 20 plus years in brand strategy and business consulting. Lou has similar timelines and with big tech, sales and marketing and commercialisation. So Brand Generate, we're on a mission to make brand building accessible to anyone, anywhere, anyhow, regardless of their means, their abilities or their skills. So our customers are, you know, one of the questions we get asked by Venture Cap, exactly who are our customers? Basically, pretty much anyone in the world could be our customer. If you're building a new brand or repositioning a brand or building a new product, you need us, effectively. Entrepreneurs, startups, scale-up, universities, incubators, you name it, they will use us. So any of those will help you to build the new brand. It's a frictionless brand building tool. Let's talk about the big problem. Everyone knows this. Branding is expensive, especially if you're going to go and see a consultant like us, effectively, to build a brand. It's complex. It's it's time consuming. And now we have everyone jumping on AI, churning out exactly the same data because there's a data drought in AI out there. They're trying to build their own brand, but the AI won't differentiate. And the point about Brand Generate is that we build brands that are incredibly strategic, positioned strongly and differentiated. So that's what we have, a frictionless brand building tool where any users can get answers, advice and actions they need in terms of branding. There's a huge amount of know-how, consultant know-how and expertise tied up in our tech. We're pre-rev. We're concerned with getting this right. That's why we're talking to Curtin about the same group that Sean was, about testing our AI strategy and really getting that right before we go to market. But it will be a bleeding edge tech. We're keen to talk to the big AI giants so that we can have a 5th, 6th, 7th generation AI, not the AI that's around at the moment. That's going to be how we seize market share. So effectively, we will be the ultimate innovation capability for products and brands. We will be the Canva of brand, the Canva of brand strategy. I knew I wouldn't make it. Gee, that 3 minute went really quickly.
If you weren't awake, you are now. Yeah. So, put a minute on the clock or 2 minutes, Gus. Have you got any questions?
Yeah, so, sorry, I did have that, and that's what I was just about to talk. So users, effectively, we indirectly and directly enable the users, then resellers and integration APIs, where it's countless amount of APIs around that either we integrate into Generate or with, or they will use Generate as we disrupt groups like agencies, etc. They're one of our huge target markets. So that's how we're going to make it to market, that and user-activated marketing, hardcore.
Question over here.
Yep. You're going to ask me something techie, aren't you?
No. I'll leave that. So as a user or a business,
yeah.
I didn't understand what would I use. So what would I put into the tool and what would I get out?
Sure. And that's what I'm talking about, how specialised. This tool will data scrape, sentiment analyse, you name it. You'll be able to upload all of your existing planning around a brand to where you are at the moment, and the AI, fully trained on our branding modalities, will read that, understand it, start to segment it and get it organised for a blueprint. So when you press the button at the end of Brand Generate, you'll have a very comprehensive blueprint about how to go to market. And we have 3 packs, a starter pack, a growth pack for SMEs and a pro pack for agencies. So big ass, enterprises. So, we have enterprises with design and marketing teams, and some of those guys might be straight out of university. They wouldn't have the background that we have in terms of strategic branding.
Thank you very much. Right, yeah. I'm going to call it there because this is the minute, the time.
Okay, perfect.
My advice would be, having a look at it, I am slightly confused as to what your product is. I would definitely say go and beautiful presentation, but simplify it. I don't think many people understood what your product was here. So I think you need to go back and just look at what it is that what's the solution that you're actually delivering.
Yeah, and I said, yep, taken on board, yep.
Brilliant. Who's next?
Thanks, Jake. Can we give her a round of applause for that? Good on you. All right. My bit of feedback looking at this, too much text on the slides too. Because you can't read and listen to someone at the same time. All right, first element. Ewan, welcome to the stage. There's your microphone, there's your clicker, and there's Jack. Okay, good start. Go for it.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Tian. I'm just want to talk about something different. It's about power industry. Our integrated clean energy technology. So the problems we are trying to solve, including our three biggest problems facing the power industry. The first one, the power grid stability, reliability issues because of the closure of the coal-fired power stations and also the penetration of renewable energy. And the second problem is decarbonization of the power grid. That's because we could have a long duration of the renewable energy drought, and this cannot be solved by the renewable energy and the battery itself. And the third biggest problem, that's the green hydrogen dilemma. That's mainly because of the high production cost, currently at $12 to $15 per kg. So our innovative approach is we have an integrated energy system that combines the hydrogen production and power generation. And we have this electrolyzer plant using the renewable energy, otherwise would be curtailed, to split water and produce hydrogen, store it in hydrogen tank, and produce electricity in the power station, which is designed for 100% hydrogen ready. So we can also sell the surplus hydrogen to the downstream industry, like green ammonia, green steel, mobile applications. And our revenue majority come from the reserve capacity market from Australian Energy Market Operator, IEMO. And also we have additional revenue from the balancing market. You can call it electricity arbitrage, and also the essential system service. That's basically frequency control and other services. So our value proposition is basically we enhance power grid stability, reliability, and we also enable power grid decarbonization. We also create local jobs. We also basically supply the lowest cost of hydrogen to stimulate the hydrogen industry to $3 or even lower per kg without government subsidy. And here is our preliminary plant layout. Our preferred site location is in Kemerton Industry Park, just next to Kemerton Power Station. So this is our financial view. The base case are basically 140 megawatts, 30% hydrogen blending from beginning. And alternative case, that's 140 megawatt, but 100% hydrogen start from the first day of operation. And this is basically a financial proposition. Currently, we are seeking $1 million seed fund to kick off feasibility study. And the next stage, we are basically talk to strategic partners. Also kick off more approvers and also studies process. And this is our first 12-month seed fund allocation.
Well done.
Okay. Thanks. Any questions?
Okay, are there any questions?
Thanks for the presentation. I think it's very specialized. So I'm an engineer, so I managed to relate to this, but I think I kind of struggle to understand the problem in a few words, if that makes sense. So could you simplify that in one or two sentences? And
the problems.
The problem and the solution in like one or two sentences, pretty much. Like that's all I want.
So if I met you in an elevator and I said to you, tell me what you do, and tell me what you do. So what's the problem you're solving and how you're solving it?
Basically, we have an integrated energy system that produces the clean electricity, and that helps to stabilize the power grid and also decarbonize the power grid.
Okay, so if I play that back to you, essentially you've created a product that delivers efficiency into the network while also decarbonizing it.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Right. That's kind of where again, this is advice to everybody, right? You kind of need to play that pitch back to yourself because we're going to watch this slide, and you've got to imagine when you're pitching, less is more. So don't put words on your slides. Like so far, Club, best slides yet, because they're almost too simple, missing some stuff, but that's almost the other extreme. There's too much, because I'm not going to sit there and read that. That you may give that to a VC firm, but they'll probably go, yeah, and they won't read it because they haven't got the calories to burn. So, cool. Talk to this guy though, because he's in energy.
You need the money to build the infrastructure. That's your ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just basically for the feasibility study first. But we have already done the pre-feasibility study.
One more question.
So I understood what you're trying to do. You use renewable or excess energy to electrolyze water and produce hydrogen. So Fortescue has been trying to do that for a few years, I think, but they've had so many red tape issues and so many other things, even though they have such a big cash injection themselves. So what would you do different that they were doing if you had the money?
Our technology is different to others, including the big batteries, including also the hydrogen power projects in South Australia, and also a lot of other projects in the world that they basically retrofit the existing power plants to accommodate more hydrogen. But we have basically three different compared to them. The first one, that's we basically have an integrated system, and we use the market rules that will benefit the development of this, like the capacity scheme, and also the guarantee of origin scheme. That is basically will benefit the development of project.
Let's take it offline now. That's great. Sorry to cut you short. We do have 5 more to get through. So who's up next?
Thank you, Ewan. Round of applause.
Thank you.
Cheers. All right.
Sorry if we come across. We don't want to be rude. We know we've got to get through it. We want to give everybody a chance to pitch.
Yes, you are next, Ken. All right. There's your mic.
So what do I press any button?
You go left and right. So yeah. Practice.
And I'll get it onto the.
Like that. All right.
Okay. All right.
I
love it.
Ready for the timer?
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce my business, Messages to the Heavens. What is Messages to Heavens? Messages to Heavens is a unique messaging service. If we lose a person or someone in our family's passed away, how do we communicate with those people, your loved ones, your mates that are no longer with us? We all have someone that's passed away, and we want to possibly talk to them. We sit on the beach, we look into the stars, and we wonder about how the time we had with them. We could celebrate the important celebrations such as birthdays or weddings or births or whatever it may be, or we can put an ad in the paper. We want to provide you with a satisfying choice to celebrate those that are no longer here. And we want to send you a message that you have written personally into the heavens. I've done that. I've wanted to do that with my mother, passed away a year ago, and everything that was out there was fine, but it wasn't what I wanted. So I came up with an idea that you could create an app. You would put a picture or a video, which will be in the later models of it, put a picture with it, you press send, it goes into the computer and sent through the radios into the heavens, a place where you would want your message to go. A person that I know used the system. This is what he said: as soon as I hit, I sent a feeling of calmness and closure in such a hard time. And Adam had lost his father, and he said that he could have used it again if the system was still up and running. How big can it get? Because we all want to make money. There's 190,000 people pass away yearly in Australia. How can we get hold of those friends and family and capture their grief so they can contact those people? We charge on a message, per message, or we charge on a subscription service. Now, the subscription service is roughly $52.80. That's a year. If you put a message in the paper, it's a lot more than $52.80 if you want to write what you want. We would like a mentor to assist us with the direction, and we'd need financial support. And the financial support would be for the running of the business, such as, creating an app, telemetry radios. We need a program that's going to run the telemetry radios and billing. Also need a marketing campaign. Thank you for your time, and I hope it wasn't too short.
With 30 seconds on the clock to go. I've got a question for you, which is traction. Have you got any traction?
Okay, so I had I started the business up donkeys years ago, so 15 years ago. And when it started up, I was probably getting 2 or 3 people a month putting a message up, and it wasn't repetitive. They would put it up and then they would just forget about it. Many reasons why that happened. I did have traction with a Messages to Heavens Facebook page, which I was maintaining for probably about 5 or 6 years, and I'd put if a plane crashed in Egypt, I'd put a message up about how sad we were about those people that lost their lives, and how hard it was for those people, and we wanted to support the people, and how hard it was for the first responders there to go and do their bit. So it was more of a just sort of a place for people to go and be able to remember those people. Now I got 3,500 likes for on Facebook with that. So traction, look, I wouldn't say I got nothing. I'm not likely to get bogged with it, put it that way.
Any other questions?
How do you keep people on the platform? Usually, would they not just kind of send one message and then leave?
Well, yes, you would put that in. Yeah, look, somebody's going to use it once because one person has passed away. I think once they use it and got exposed to it, and this is only what I think, is you would think, well, hang on, actually, Jack down the road, he passed away. I might say, hey, Jack, great when you're mowing your lawn the other day. I don't see you anymore. I wish you were here, but, good to see your lawn's still looking good. It may be something as simple as that, and it may be something as repetitive that people just want to actually say, I can do it. The easiest thing is you can talk about old people sitting down in front of their computer and their husband's passed away. If their husband's passed away, they're going to sit there and they want the half hour to go and sit there and write a letter. And the idea of it is you're capturing their grief and they are writing what they want, and no one else is going to see it.
Okay, brilliant. Let's have a round of applause.
Oh, we go. I just have one question. So there's lots of ways to, grieve, I guess, and put messages out there, like a Facebook post or something. Why would I use this and pay for it versus any of the other methods?
Yes. Well, the reason you're going to pay for our system is the fact that you're actually doing something as personal. The other systems that are out there at the moment are messages to, letters to heaven, notes to heaven, other systems, an AI system. We're actually going to take your message at what you wrote.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers. Thank you, Ken.
Hi everyone, my name's Ryan and I'm co-founder of Scena, a practical language learning app. So many language learning apps that dominate the market are often ineffective and leave people feeling unconfident in their verbal conversational skills. I know this firsthand from my trip to Japan. I gave myself 3 months to learn some basic phrases and greetings and found myself on a train platform and I couldn't really have a conversation. So I felt like I could have used my time better. Now this feeling isn't uncommon. I've interviewed over 100 people and two-thirds of them told us that they didn't like Duolingo for the reason that it wasn't increasing their conversational skills. So we even had someone say that they'd memorized 2,000 words but couldn't even use it in a proper conversation. So our solution is a conversational companion that increases verbal conversational skills. It learns and adapts to your particular interests and hobbies and speaks about what is relevant to you. It also points out your mistakes and identifies where you can improve. Our app will be a YouTube-like platform for language learning content. So what I mean by this is if you're a true crime fanatic, you could learn and scroll on our platform by solving a gripping murder mystery, for example. So you could be deep into an interrogation of a suspect in French, Japanese, or Indonesian. Or you could get screamed at by Gordon Ramsay in Chinese. It's up to you. The point is that the content is made by users for users. There's many language learning apps out there. It's a highly competitive space. Where we innovate is that we would be first to market in the platform, allowing users to create and share their own characters and scenarios and use those that others have made. So the market, online language learning is growing massively each year, 19.5%. And Australia itself is growing in immigration. This is where we see our first initial market. We want to target second language English learning, particularly in international students, of which there's just over 700,000. The current progress, we built the MVP. It's been on the App Store for the last 3 weeks. We have a few default characters with different personalities, such as a vampire. We have up to 35 languages, and we're already seeing people use it for debate partners and job interviews, aside from it actually being language learning. And our current model is freemiums with an $8.99 subscription. Thank you for listening. And this is our app.
Kudos. Very good presentation. Had all the bits in it. No, I can't fault it. That was a very, very good one.
I got a question. So it's based on like characters and interacting with characters that learn your hobbies and interests, and you can learn the language.
Yeah.
Could that be a feature of Duolingo potentially? Is that something they could add, and would that be an issue?
It could. I believe that our moat comes in being first to market, and our whole plan is to our moat would be the brand and the speed of acquisition. So that is really where our focus and attention is going.
All right. Other questions?
So the character, is that created by users, by other users? So that depends on you getting enough of a marketplace for people to take the trouble to create that character, right? So what would incentivize them to actually sit down and do that? Because it would take a lot of trouble.
I'm glad you've asked that. So like YouTube, our model will be, if you create really good content, you would be financially rewarded similar to the YouTube platform. Yep.
In a discount of using the app, or
no? So
an actual
YouTube pays the best content creators to keep making content.
Okay, cool. Other questions?
I was just wondering, 2 weeks ago you mentioned it here, and I mentioned it to my husband, and then I realized, because your name is Scena, but the app is Scena with an I, so I was just wondering why that is.
Because there's a Spanish company with the same name, and we're looking to change our name. Yeah.
That works.
That's it. Sorry, I'll come back to you, Sean. Go for it.
Really quickly, I just noticed that you're on the Apple Store. Do you plan to release it for the people that don't use Apple?
Absolutely, yes. And because our first target market is international students, we have done the research and we've seen that they're mostly Apple, but obviously there's a lot that aren't, so yes.
Ryan, I downloaded it 2 weeks ago as well. Great presentation, and just want to say kudos for how quickly you've built this.
Thank you.
One of the challenges I just had just using it was just how often I actually don't get a chance to listen. And also I wasn't able to get off the vampire character. I couldn't work that out, so I might need some tech support after this.
No, we're working on actually making it improving the UX, the user experience. So
it's unreal what you've done so quick, man. Well done.
Thank you.
And one more question here. I think we've got time. Time to answer all those. Yeah.
How good is the platform in actually teaching language?
So
have you done
I've been
any
using
tests
it
on that?
myself to learn Dutch. I'm finding for beginner level learning, it's not as great as platforms like Duolingo, but our target market is international students, so we're assuming they already have the basics of the language and they just want to use it to refine their conversational skills.
All right, we'll have to wrap it up there. Okay, next we have our favourite man drinking his coffee. Take on, and this is okay, we ready? Let's roll.
Okay, who here is looking for a tech co-founder? Hands up. Nobody. I think I saw one in the presentation. Anyway, Tekk-Leaders, my name's Matt Ainsworth, Sales Manager from Tekk-On, and I speak to people that are looking for tech co-founders all the time. That's why we're here to introduce you to Tekk-Leaders Academy, or TLA. We're here to solve a critical need in the tech startup ecosystem, not only here in Perth, but the underserved regions as well. So our ask today is we're looking for aspiring CTOs, partners and sponsors, and you may be asking why, and let me tell you why. So we're here to talk about the challenges for early stage founders. They struggle with tech leadership, they struggle to build tech solutions, they struggle to attract quality talent, they struggle to be able to attract investment, both to the region and locally here to Perth. So We have confirmed that by talking to 3 regions that are ready to support us in Karratha, Newman and Geraldton. And Lee Goldsworthy, a key contributor to our program, has also said that 70% of tech-enabled startups in WA don't have access to tech leadership, which holds back growth in the ecosystem. Compounding that, the government has now announced that there's a cap on international students, and so that is going to affect the tech talent pipeline, of which is made up 60% of international students. And that's also putting more pressure on WA to build the ecosystem. So how can we solve this? Our team has more than 80 years of combined experience as CTOs, and TechOn itself has more than 6 years of working with CTOs, and there's 2 programs that we want to launch. The CTO Fast Track 2-day bootcamp is for non-tech startup founders to help them build their foundational tech leadership skills, as well as help them to work with developers and attract investment. The CTO Advanced program is a pathway from the bootcamp, so bootcamp graduates will be able to go there, as well as targeted for aspiring CTOs, so that they can build more comprehensive leadership skills and be able to drive innovation in their startup. And this will all be made available on an online program as well, which will be made available across WA as a self-paced learning program, as well as remote to the regions as well. And this will also help to boost the startup, the tech leadership pipeline that the government is trying to mess with. So initial validation, we've got 8 people for our initial cohort. We've got 10 plus, alongside 10 plus mentors that have jumped on board, and 3 regions that are ready to support us in terms of venues and marketing assistance as well. So how do we compete? We're not trying to compete, we're trying to complement with the other accelerators out there. So we focus purely on tech leadership, and whilst accelerators are focusing on startup growth, we're there to be an enabler for the program. So the market, if we assume conservatively that 1% are interested in tech skills and non-tech founders.
Any questions?
Thank you. That was great. The 2-day bootcamp, can I confirm you're like helping people that don't have the tech experience to better communicate with like developers and stuff? Is that?
That's right. Yeah, it's a full program starting from what is a CTO to how to work with developers to what is tech, how can you work better with a, for example, non-technical founder as well. How can you become a CTO? That's right.
So is it teaching like potential CTOs leadership skills, or is it teaching like the CEO how to work with the technical?
Yeah, so there's 2 programs. The bootcamp is for non-tech founders to help them build their tech leadership skills, and then the advanced program, which graduates from this can then participate in to take their tech leadership skills further if they want to get involved in the more comprehensive program.
When is that launching? Because it sounds really great.
Yeah, so delivery, we're looking at launching the CTO bootcamp in November, and then the advanced program in February, and then the online platform in March.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. We got one more question? Oh, sorry.
Hi, Matt. Question is, how do you differentiate yourself to a lot of the other incubators in Perth, like Seri and others?
Yeah, so like I said, we focus purely on tech leadership skills. And in addition, we're not trying to compete, we're trying to complement the tech ecosystem by enabling more startup activity, boosting participation in the accelerators, then overall attracting more investment over here in WA.
Awesome. All right. We'll continue on. Thank you, Matt. Cheers. All right. Hey.
Okay. Good with the timer? Time starts with the... you got it. Cool. Now.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I am Jaya. So as you all know, these days everyone is becoming more and more health conscious. Everyone wants to eat healthy, fresh, plant-based, calorie conscious. So many people have got so many dietary restrictions, nut-free, sugar-free, dairy-free, fish-free, meat-free, this free, that free. But there is a gap because it is all not available in market readily, and people don't know how to cook that at home. So I am trying to bridge that gap. So my customers are food enthusiasts who love to eat spicy, who love to eat new recipes and flavorful dishes, who want to cook it all at home and make it part of their everyday lifestyle, who are trying to transition to plant-based, vegan, vegetarian options, but they don't know how to do that. And of course, people who love Asian cuisine, especially Indian food, is world famous, and people want to recreate these curries at home, but they don't know how. So these are my target audience. My workshops are face-to-face, hands-on cooking workshops, focusing on creating these meals. And I am not giving culinary experience. I am focusing on enabling people to recreate these recipes at home. So they are quick, they are catering for all dietary restrictions, they are of course cheaper than meat-based options, and they are spicy, flavorful, so people can learn and cook all this back at home. And as far as competition is concerned, I don't think I have got a competitor, at least in Perth, because all the culinary schools here are teaching all world-famous cuisine signature recipes. They are mostly meat-based, and they also have some plant-based options, but it is not focused on healthy living, health-conscious people, and vegan and vegetarian diets primarily. My classes are focusing on vegan, vegetarian diets primarily. Also, you can't cater for dietary restrictions when you take their cooking classes. They are expensive. You can't take away home cooked meals. So my classes offer all of this, and mainly it is enabling you to learn hands-on. So as the world is changing and we are going more and more towards sustainable diet and nourishing the planet and reducing promote health-free, healthy living, disease-free lifestyle, all of this. So my classes will empower people to focus on this purpose. How it can be scaled? It can. Right now I am doing these classes at commercial kitchen venues, and we can actually make a big cooking academy. I see coming up as a cooking academy.
Any questions?
I just wanted a bit of feedback. So you mentioned no competition. That's something we often see, but you do have competition in the, like, even though you're going after a niche in vegan cooking or plant-based cooking and healthy cooking, you've got YouTube videos. You've got a lot of other ways that people can find out about that sort of content, and you're competing with that. So yeah, I just want to put that out there. How do you compete against that? Or how do you get above the noise of people just watching YouTube videos about this content?
So I have myself tried to learn from YouTube, and I can never recreate that dish of that particular cuisine exactly as it is, because I have no way to verify, have I made the right taste? Have I cooked exactly what it is in Mexican cuisine or Spanish cuisine or whatever? So face-to-face and hands-on is definitely different, and also home cooking is very different than what is offered on YouTube for these world-famous signature recipes.
Are you a chef by profession? How do you justify your taste is the right taste?
Okay, so my expertise is in Indian cuisine. I am from India, and I am passionate about cooking. I'm not a chef. It's my hobby, and I have learned it like over last 20 years from my mom. So I have transformed all authentic traditional recipes learned from my mom into easy 30-40 minutes recipes which can be adopted in everyday life. Because I have been a corporate woman, I have been an IT professional all these years, and I couldn't find time to cook. But I have transformed these recipes, so they have suited me. So I feel it can suit other people also who are struggling with time to cook or busy lifestyle.
Yeah, so I would like to move it further. What's your vision with expansion once you get that money?
So I see that we can have a big cooking academy who is teaching courses, not only 2-3 hours workshops, but like courses based on 2, 3, 4 days, which will enable people to learn from 0 to 100. And then we can have courses based on weight loss diet, keto diet, this diet, that diet, different diets in vegan vegetarian series. and also dinner recipes, breakfast recipes, lunch recipes. Different workshop locations, workshop offerings across Australia, partnership and collaborations with corporates, hotels, restaurants, and franchisee model. And also we can sell online videos. So everybody wants to have the video of the workshop, but as of now I'm not able to record and sell it. When we have online platform, we can do that as well.
Cool, thank you. Let's have a round of applause. My feedback to you would be your issue is probably more around branding than anything else. It's like I don't understand what is it that you're getting as part of that. So I think that you just need to work, but we'll talk about that on Friday.
Thank you.
All right. So we do have one more.
Yes.
I just need to get the slide deck, which is coming up now. I think hopefully this will work.
Yeah, hopefully it will.
Yes. So we've got Nina, who I mentioned at the start, she wasn't here, is joining the Morning Startup team with finding speakers and all that stuff. And rather than you giving a shameless plug, you're actually going to pitch what you are working on. So you're a startup founder in the trenches. So this is a Canva link. How do I show this full screen?
Look, you just present.
Share.
Look, it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's fine. Like,
Are you
it's
sure?
fine. I can just yeah.
Hang on. Oh, wait.
I think it would be somewhere, yeah.
Oh, down here?
Look at this.
Present full screen. Hey,
You
all right.
did it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Okay, we'll go to the timer. Go.
I actually don't know how to operate this. But I am basically transforming fashion with personalized tailoring, not training. We're bringing a solution that will make sure that everyone has tailored clothing at every point in time. It's accessible, it's perfectly fitted, and it's budget friendly, which is really, really exciting, especially for me, because I love fashion a lot. Anyway, so the problem is, so I feel like a lot of you guys are like, what? Well, there's not a problem in fashion. There's a lot of fashion out there. Fair, there's a lot of it, but it's very, very, very bad. Like, it does not fit. And when it kind of fits, the quality is bad. And when the quality is bad, unless maybe if you're like buying in male section, like then maybe you get lucky, but then the fit is going to be terrible. And then if you get really, really lucky, and you get all those dots, like, okay, it's fine. It can be it's usually very expensive. And unfortunately, even when it's expensive, it's fast fashion, so it's not sustainable. What that means is that tailors, people that make our clothes, are actually not paid well. Like, they're usually really, really badly paid. I know, because my mom is a seamstress. Yes. So the solution to all of that is a tailor in your pocket. It's so easy. It's an app that I'm developing. It's basically you scan yourself, you send the fit measurements to your tailor from our network, and then the tailor just makes stuff for you, and it's then delivered to you. It's personalized, which is very exciting, and the best part is you get to be proud of the stuff that you wear, because you know that the money went directly to the person that made it instead of to this person that he doesn't even care about your well-being or the well-being of the world or the planet. So it's like, it's the reason why I'm so excited about it. And then you get also really cute clothes, which is just a fun fact. So yes, I do have a momentum because people do really, really need this. I have, just during my market research, because people said, they were really nice to me, they were like, well, you need to do market research. You can't just tell us that you have a problem, even though like there's a lot and lots and lots of data on it. So I actually talked to people, and just people that I met were like, yes, I really need it. So could you make bridesmaid dresses? So that's what we did. Could you make a wedding dress? So yes, that's what we did. Could you make a suit, please? We did that as well. And this was all done while I was testing the app that I am making, and also testing the tailors that I am meeting, and testing the companies that produce the materials. So yeah, it's really exciting. Woo. I have so much.
All right. Any questions?
Huge amounts of energy there. Love it.
I was trying to be really quick.
You're closer.
Cheers. Yeah, love the energy. So great. Such a fun pitch. I think your channel is awesome with like being able to access more people with the app. I understand like tailoring's quite a project, right? And it takes a lot of work. So how are you going to scale to meet all the demand that you're probably going to get?
Yes, that's a really good question. So that's why I'm starting really small, and that is my ask. Like, if you are interested in this, please let me know. Like, if I have first MadeApters, we're testing it as well, and we are also creating a really strict guidebook to make sure, like, because we do have a good network of tailors, but then making sure as well that they follow the principles, and also we have to make sure that there is no middleman between the tailor and us as well. That's really important. Yes.
So what price range market are you targeting? What would be the minimum cost? So say if a user wants to buy something, what would be the minimum cost that would make sense for you?
So yes, I did the math, and I can actually offer a dress or a suit that matches the price. Well, obviously not really low range Zara, but like there are dresses at Zara that cost $180. That is the price that we can definitely offer. Maybe even a little bit lower, but that all depends.
And so that's custom fit?
Yes, that's custom fit.
Because just the other shops, because they have standard sizes, because they're cut in bulk, right? So how would you manage your costs if it's so cheap?
Yeah, like that's the beauty of the business. We are not making anything before it's ordered. That's the best part. So like there's no initial cost on it, which is very exciting. And at the beginning, we are working directly with tailors and their preferred fabric sourcers, I'm going to say, because they are sorcerers. I'm sticking with that.
I love your idea, it's so cool. What is the incentive for like tailors to work for you rather than working for like a traditional seamstress place? Like, how do you make it cheap for the consumer while also making it worthwhile for the tailor to work for you?
It's business. It is constant business, because I have spoken to tailors. There are seasons, and in those seasons they're great, but then there are a lot of dark periods where you just don't have any sales, and that is the incentive.
Are your tailors in Australia or are they overseas, and how do you manage quality control, including what fabrics they're using and where that's produced from?
So yes, they are overseas. I am working directly, because like still it's a very tight-knit community. So I have in Bosnia, for example, and now I am expanding to Vietnam, and the way I'm managing, so this is the guidebook that we're creating, and we are right now verifying their preferred suppliers. They all have the idea is it would be really good to find small suppliers that are as passionate as we are. There are a few in Turkey. So for Europe, that territory is very familiar to me. So I actually have a really good network, but I would prefer to have one in Asia as well, because it would be better for delivery, because Australia is our first ground to cover.
All right, thank you very much, Nina. Round of applause. And thank you to all of the pitchers today. I think you did a great job. Hopefully you got some good, useful feedback from the audience. And just getting up in front of people, that you need reps for doing that. So it all comes with, and that's why we put this on every 3 or 4 months or so. But yeah, thank you all for coming. We've got some food at the back. Thanks to Keep Space again, or Go and Cold, some good-looking croissants. So get into it, meet each other, and yeah, if you want to speak to everyone that pitched to go and ask them further questions and give them further feedback, that would be awesome. And in 2 weeks' time, we've got James Edwards from Better Labs telling us about how to scale and start businesses and stuff. So come along and we'll see you then. Thanks very much. Cheers.